Yo, Hendo here with Average Dude Slow-Pitch. Today we're going to get a chance to bring you the brand new Vanilla Gorilla from DeMarini. Obviously, this is 2025. If you're looking for this one online when it drops, it is labeled as the 2026, just the way DeMarini does their stuff. This is going to be a 12.5-inch barrel, 1 ounce end load, APC tech with the stiff composite handle. So pretty much the same as what you saw with the last 2 or 3 gorillas that dropped last year. I'm trying to remember exactly how many there were. But basically with this one, we're swinging a 27 ounce today. We're going to go out there, 52s like normal, followed by Pro-Ms, and then we'll come back with final compression, final thoughts. We are headed out to a new field they just built out here in Cruces. I will say, we Google Maps the field because we're on the baseball one. There's another softball one. Google Maps and Google Earth show that this field is like 367 to left and right and 375 to center. Why they built a field that large, I don't know. Should be fun to go hit at. But I'm also not 100% sure looking at the field that I trust Google Maps there for this one. So I'm going to get a measuring wheel out. And at some point here in the next week or two, I'm going to go actually measure it and see if that's accurate. But if it is, should be a fun field to go hit at. But either way, for now, we're going to assume that that number is correct. So just something to keep in mind while we're out there. And as you see kind of some of the numbers, ball travel, all that kind of stuff. But either way, let's get out there, get the swings, come back, final compression, final thoughts. All right, Jason Magnum's newest DeMarini Vanilla Gorilla. Honestly, I'm loving the paint job on this one and the fact that he got these tested for senior ball as well. So it's got a senior stamp so he can swing this in all kind of the sanctions he plays in. And here we're looking right at 275, maybe a hair under. So either way, go out there with our 52s, Pro-Ms, and then we'll come back with final compression, final thoughts. All right, the 2026, obviously I know we're in 2025, that's how DeMarini does it. Jason Magnum Vanilla Gorilla, starting with 52s as we mentioned. Again, this is that 12.5-inch barrel, 1 ounce end load. And the first thing I do notice with it is last year, like especially the gold Gorilla, and a lot of them up until the very final white and gold, felt real light to me, even for a 1 ounce end load. This one does feel a little more true as far as being a 27, but I will say in the hands right now, and we'll see as we swing it, if you told me it's a 1 ounce end load, I probably wouldn't really believe you. It feels a lot more like a heavier mid load or even a 1/2 ounce. So we'll see how that kind of translates and how it feels with swings.
98 miles per hour.
A little bit towards the end.
84 miles per hour.
Little knuckle action right there.
Is that barrel or is that low?
No, his barrel just like knuckled, but
I know, I'm just trying to see if I can tell the sound with
a little bit of
52s.
waving so far, but getting good feedback on the 52s right here.
89 miles per hour.
Good barrel right there. Easy to push the ball, easy to push the bat through the zone with this end load right here. And that shorter barrel feels good off the 52s right here.
Does
so
the weighting feel closer to accurate than last year's models where they felt light?
I think it's pretty similar as far as the weighting is concerned. And the sound on the 52s from what I could remember is pretty similar as well.
102 miles per hour.
Sweet spot. That felt really good. Good feedback off of it. Ooh, way too much. Ooh, and then way too little. And then just right.
89 miles per hour.
Yeah, guys, this VG, whenever it comes to this size of the barrel, it's easy to push to the zone, easy to whip the bat with that little bit of end load. I've been a big fan of these Vanilla Gorillas for a long time, and they feel pretty good even with the 52s.
Well, it helps that 12.5-inch barrels is like your favorite.
That does help.
87 miles per hour.
That was a little bit closer towards the end.
Okay,
but
well, I'll say because the sound changed, so I'm just trying to figure out why.
105 miles per hour.
Yeah, it feels really good with the 52s. You get a nice crisp feel with it, even with the softer balls. I still do think that the Nautilite Tech DeMarinis were a little bit better because the higher compression with 52s. But this one does feel really good. The only thing to watch for that we noticed last year at APC is you break it in a lot more and get that compression closer to 250. They soften up a little bit on the 52s, but you still get good performance.
105 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, real good feel there.
100 miles per hour.
All right, and that'll wrap it up for the 52s here on the Vanilla Gorilla. We're gonna go swap to the Pro-Ms now. Performs real well, stiff barrel. We'll obviously talk about a little bit more in the final thoughts.
109 miles per hour.
That was the sweet spot, and that felt amazing.
92 miles per hour.
that ball sounded different.
87 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour.
Yeah, real good performance of these Pro M's. Again, right now it's about 60 degrees out. I mean, we're under the lights, but we have actually pretty good weather here in New Mexico. Luckily, the wind today, not very, I mean, a little bit of a breeze, not aiding us by any means. So good to see the performance there. Obviously, we'll see how that affects kind of the compression because we do have a good amount of webbing already.
95 miles per hour. 84 miles per hour.
Little off the hands. Still excellent forgiveness right there on this bat right here.
98 miles per hour.
That's a little towards the end. I will say though, as I mentioned earlier, for being a 27 1-ounce end load, I definitely feel like I'm swinging more like a 27 with a heavier-ish mid load or maybe a kind of slight end load. So just something to keep in mind. I would definitely go with the sticker weight you usually do, or even go up an ounce if you want it to be nice and heavy.
86 miles per hour.
You let the bat do the work when it comes to this bat right here, and it just does all the work for you. You just throw the hands, let the weight of the bat do the work, and excellent performance with this APC technology from DeMarini.
110 miles per hour.
Whew. Whew.
97 miles per hour.
Man, great sound, great feedback, great performance.
101 miles
Oh
per
boy,
hour.
that felt amazing. Top of that light pole. And again, that fence is sitting right at 370, so that ball came off amazing. When you catch the sweet spot, it's just almost no feel in the hands. You just can tell the ball just takes off.
94 miles per hour. 108 miles per hour.
Oh my goodness. One more. Shouldn't have said one more. That was a big mistake, but that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, sure hop the track out there. Left center, guys. VG keeps doing it with this APC technology. It feels great. Definitely similar feel to the previous models that I've been swinging. Just let the bat do all the work, and good ball and good bat do the rest. Good job right here.
109 miles per hour.
Woo! Yeah, that's going to wrap it up for Jason Magnum's Gorilla. Again, the only real con is I think the weighting feels a little light for being a 27 1-ounce end load, but I do believe these are going to go up to 28, so I may even grab a 28, see how that feels. But regardless, performance of the 52s, really, really good. Performance of the Pro M's, killed it. Interesting to see what the compression does for us. We'll scale this, get your final thoughts. All right, let's go ahead and check the final compression here on our DeMarini Vanilla Gorilla. Again, we have about 120 swings on it between 52s and Pro M's, with about 70 of those being Pro M's. And we're sitting pretty much dead on 240 with how it felt. Pretty much makes sense. This is one where, with this new APC tech especially, that they kind of started using last year, definitely not meant for a whole bunch of BP. It's not a tech, so just kind of keep that in mind. And I would definitely make this more of a get a few swings, get comfortable, and then just game it. All right, let's check the scale weight here real quick on the 27-ounce DeMarini Vanilla Gorilla. And that kind of makes sense based on how it felt, coming in at 26.35. So 0.65 under sticker, just something to keep in mind, especially if you're somebody, like I said, who prefers that heavier feel. All right, and we are complete with Jason Magnum's newest DeMarini Vanilla Gorilla. Again, 12.5-inch barrel, 1-ounce end load, APC tech, stiff composite handle, and then we were swinging a 27-ounce on this one. And really this, I mean, just seemed like the white and gold one that released at the very end of last year, right before kind of the major World Series, with just a couple upgrades. I mean, the way it felt with the 52s reminded me a lot of like the Nautilite Tech, which I thought was up there kind of pretty close to Louisville's with some of the one of the top USSSA line of bats for 52s. The only thing I noticed last year with APC, and it's something to kind of keep in mind, and I'll maybe bring this back out and try it out, is as you bring the compression down on the APCs, at times when you were close to that 250 range, it didn't obviously perform quite as well with the 52s. It required kind of being at the higher compression, whereas like with Louisville, we found that it really doesn't matter because a lot of times Louisville hasn't gotten below 255 type of thing before they break in our kind of experience. So just something to keep in mind. So if you are using this for, let's say, 52s, mushy Pro-Ms, that's all you're going to use. I wouldn't go out and hit a bunch of BP with Pro-Ms or anything like that. I would BP with 52s and keep that compression up high for you and make sure it's kind of maximizing performance. But either way, I think you'll be just fine, especially with the way it performed. Then we hopped over to the Pro-Ms. And I'll tell you, the ball was absolutely flying off of this thing. Felt good. Got really good feedback in the hands. When you caught it a little bit low, there was no sting. It just kind of stiffened up. When you caught it high, same thing, kind of stiffened up. But then it was a pretty darn large sweet spot throughout kind of the middle of the barrel. And the ball just, again, it took off and carried great. Even on some of the balls that maybe didn't have the highest possible velo, you could tell that with kind of the trampoline off this barrel and the overall kind of crispness from it, the ball just flew and kind of never came down. And so that's what you really like to see there with that. The only two kind of cons, I guess if you want to call it that I noticed was one, again, this is a 27 ounce with a 1 ounce end load. I will say compared to some of the other bats out there, like we have a 27 ounce Pierce Skybolt, for instance, those are 1 ounce end loads. That feels a decent amount heavier than this. Some of the Junos, other kind of bats that have those 1 ounce end loads just feel like you can get a little bit more of that end load in there. If somebody told me this was a 26 ounce with a full ounce end load, I'd 100% believe them, or even like a 27 ounce with more of a heavier mid load, possibly a slight end load. So if you like the heavier feel on your bat, I would maybe consider going up an ounce. I do like the 27s with the heavy end loads. I'd have no problem gaming this, but I will probably grab, assuming they come out with one. I'm actually not sure what weights they're going to drop. If they drop a 28 in this, I think I'll grab a 28 to try out, see how that one feels. But not a huge not a huge issue. It's not significant, but just something to keep in mind for those people who like that heavier feel. If you like just kind of a traditional, whatever, 27 feel, or even a lighter feel, then obviously just go with your normal weight. And then secondly, as you saw there at the compression, at about 110 swings in with 30 to 40 of those being 52s, the rest Pro-Ms, this is sitting like right on 240. It has been sitting for like a day and a half, 2 days in the house. So there was no issues with it being recently swung. So again, with this one, I would basically go out there if you have 52s, just BP 52s with it. It doesn't even need any swings with how good it was, but I do like to kind of take some swings, rotate the barrel, open up the fibers. If all you have is Pro-Ms, that's fine too. Go out there, maybe 40 swings type of thing as well as you're rotating it. Get a nice feel for it. Open up that barrel and then put it away, and it'll last you plenty of time. Again, when you're putting all those repetitive BP swings on it, you're going to drop the compression a whole lot faster as you're beating up those fibers. So just know when you buy a game ready bat versus a bat that's meant to be BP'd, that you got to kind of treat them differently there at that point. But either way, with that being said, these release on March 5th. They'll be over on DeMarini's website. I believe they'll be on Red Athlete as well. Over there, we have code ADS35 to help you out. And then this will also be on headbangersports.com, code ADS on Headbangers. Regardless of where you decide to grab it, hopefully, obviously, you can go code in there. That should expedite some shipping, stuff like that for you as well, or free shipping, sorry. And as well as lower the price for you as well. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, need help ordering any of these, want to know kind of what we think based off of what you currently swing and what you're looking for, just go ahead and reach out. You can go down the description of the video below. We've got our link tree. It's got a bunch of contact info, discount links, codes, all that kind of stuff to help you out, as well as averagedudeslowpitch.com for the rankings, which you'll see each bat as we drop it on the rankings list the same day that we drop the review. And then you'll see a full breakdown, which you'll see on the right side of that list, roughly a week or two afterwards, just kind of depending how many videos we drop. But with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully kind of helped you decide if you're looking to grab one of these at release, maybe grab a different DeMarini model, or you've decided to kind of go with a different brand. Either way, we appreciate the support for the channel. Thanks for checking the video out. Have a great day.